Mike Sorrentino, the situation has been accused of tax evasion, and some new charges have been filed against him, for which he has pled not guilty. Can you give us an update on the situation of the situation?
Well, to take it from there, this is a very serious situation for Mike Sorrentino, no doubt about it. And as you said, it is actually not uncommon for famous people to end up in the news related to this. And let's also say this, it's also not unusual based upon the timing. The IRS loves it when they have a case like this, and they can get a lot of news out of it because it goes out there and it becomes a deterrent for other people just around tax filing time to think twice about if they're thinking of doing anything wrong or not declaring their income. So as it pertains to the situation, he's being charged with tax fraud. That's pretty serious, and let's just dissect that for a moment. This is not a civil case. This is a criminal case, and there's a difference. When you have a situation where it's a civil case, well, that means that there was something wrong on the tax return, but it wasn't done intentionally. So what you're looking at there is penalties, interest, those types of things. We're not looking at jail. In this particular case, because it is a tax fraud case, the situation is looking at potential jail time if he's found guilty. Now, the initial charges that had been placed against him was that he didn't pay his taxes on almost $9 million of income between 2010 and 2012. The claim is that he filed no tax return for 2011 and that he filed a false tax return for one of his companies called Situation Nation. Now, what he's been charged with just recently, and what we've been reading this week in the news about, is he's being charged with structuring. And what structuring is when somebody is making cash deposits in the bank continually, and they're making sure that they're just under $10,000, so there's no obligation by the bank to report that to the government. So there's an intent there, and that's the difference between a civil case and a criminal case. When the government can prove there's intent, that intent to deceive, that's when it's criminal. That's what the situation is looking like here. That structuring charge is a very serious one because it plays into what the situation's intent may have been. You know, he's looking at 10 to 20 years potentially in this case. And on top of it, the last point I want to make, his accountant had pled guilty to filing false tax returns some time ago. So I think Mike Sorrentino really has his hands full with this case.
I think hiring Snooki probably wasn't the greatest idea either, but as to be his attorney. But that's beside the point. But yeah, obviously some serious charges going on.